It's time to go to work with Kansas City's entrepreneurs, inventors, brand builders, and business icons.
We would bounce ideas off each other as to maybe this is a way to be an entrepreneur, maybe this is a way to do our own thing.
They call it show business, and there's the show side and there's the business side, and that was really our biggest hurdle.
We're not only doing this to make money, that's not even a part of it. We have to survive, but we're doing what we love. Passion is everything.
Experience the hands-on fits and starts of innovative business building going on right here, right now, in our community. This is reality TV that works. Startups made in Kansas City.
How was school today? All right, I love it, I love it. When I say keep it, you all say moving. Keep it.
Move it.
Keep it.
Move it.
This time we're going to let them to create their own dance, so.
You know how much they're gonna love that too. Nothing like creating your own dance.
See ya.
I know. I think we got, wow, oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey, kids, there you go.
Good, look at all my
Today's my
babies.
birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday. How was school today? That's what I'm talking about. Come on in, come on in. It's time to have some fun, time to get focused. All right.
Let's go, let's go.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Reggie Gray, also known as Reggie Reg the Magic Man.
And I'm Roy Scott, known by the kids as Rappin' Roy. And we're young entrepreneurs, and we started H3, a company all about keeping our kids healthy and all about the social issues, no bullying, anti-drugs, but in a fun and innovative way.
Absolutely, all about keeping our youth physically and mentally active. That's what it's about. Right now, we're in Boys and Girls Club in Kansas City, having some fun debuting our new exercise and education program called, what's it called, Rappin' Roy?
You know it's called Keep It Moving. You
yeah.
know, just again, a fun way to get our kids excited about exercise, raising awareness about making healthy lifestyle decisions, and just letting them know it's cool to be positive, have fun, but take care of yourself mentally and physically.
Now, it's weird because a lot of people ask us, how did we come up with healthy hip-hop? Rappin' Roy, you have to talk about this one.
Well, we wanted to form a company with a purpose. And again, that was our driving force and motivation, just doing something that can really have a good effect and impact on our kids in a positive way. And it was all about the children and all about just making a difference with our kids.
And that's actually what brought Roy and myself together. A couple years ago, Roy initially started the movement, but it was missing a little element. So at the Mayor's School's first event in Kansas City at the Sprint Center, I was on the stage being the Magic Man, and Roy was networking and pushing the new movement.
And when I seen him, I mean, all the kids are gravitating toward him, so I'm like, hey, you know, I gotta get his card. So the rest of the team was there. I'm like, y'all get his card? Or well, we got this, you know, this, what is it, postcard? So I need his business card. So I ran up on him, took him to lunch, and the rest has been history. So it's been a lot of hard work, but it's all paying off, and it's all about our kids. Originally, you know, I was working while I was forming the business. You know, my wife made sure I kept my job. So, so I kept my job and was building the business, building the brand, investing into it. Came to a point where I can leave my job and do this full time through performances, through selling products, through just getting engaged with the Keep It Moving in different community centers. So now we're at a place where it's a full-time movement, and we've really grown quite fast. Yeah, this is part of the marketing plan. I mean, we got the rap vehicles, we got doing TV commercials, radio, doing live performances. So.
And also have a very strong social media presence, over 15,000 Twitter followers through our alliance, over 30,000 Facebook friends and fans through our alliances. So, you know, in any business, you could have the greatest product, but if they don't know, nobody's gonna buy or purchase or support. So it's all about getting that word out. In a day and age where doing commercials on TV and radio is just more expensive than many can afford, social media is where it's at. Just as simple as going to your phone or your computer, you can reach thousands of people. That's where it's at nowadays. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all those different outlets to reach different people, to promote, to engage, to inspire, to motivate. When you're an entrepreneur, normally you're your biggest investor at first. And one thing I give Roy so much credit for is while he was employed, he was reinvesting his money back into the business. And at the time, I was a full-time entertainer who was already semi-established. So what did I do? I didn't care about making money as much. It was about getting the brand H3 out and getting this movement going. But as far as the funding, have to give Roy a lot of credit as far as the managing and putting things together so we could be able to grow. Because even though we may not have a lot of money, we look big. Because we all know in business, perception is reality. If you all are ready to move and groove, say, yeah! If you all are ready for some fun and excitement, say, yeah! That's what it's about.
Business is just about relationships. So, I mean, we're building relationships with some pretty prominent individuals and organizations here in the Kansas City area, and it's been nothing but love and support because they're seeing the reaction that the kids are giving, and they are just into what we do for these children. Well, the community loves us. I mean, we're working with, the Blue Cross Blue Shields, we're working with Truman Medical, we're working out Operation Breakthrough, Boys and Girls Club, YMCA, so everybody is really latching on and gravitating toward this movement. So it's only a matter of time we're going to keep on moving and get the community united for this positive movement for the city.
I'm not from Kansas City, and when you speak of entertainment in the form of business, many people would think that Kansas City would be a horrible market because it's a mid-sized market, it's not close to LA, New York, the major markets. But like Roy said, the reality is in business, you don't give excuses, you move. And relationships are everything, at least in regards to what we do. If you can provide, if you can build the relationship and you treat people fairly and you operate with integrity, that's the true magic.
Sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
You have to be extremely passionate about what you're doing, especially if you're an entrepreneur and if you're working for yourself, because it takes extreme effort, it takes extreme sacrifice, and just really taking those first initial steps. I mean, that's the key. It's almost a domino effect. Once you start moving, you start making connections, you start building your capital, and you start getting in a position where you can grow your business. And it takes time and patience, but definitely takes passion.
And speaking about passion, many times in life, people do something or start a business from a talent or skill they have. Roy's been doing music ever since he was a teenager. I've been a professional children's entertainer since the age of 12. We're not only doing this to make money, that's not even a part of it. We have to survive, but we're doing what we love. Passion is everything.
And I think it's identifying your gifts, knowing your strengths.
Absolutely.
And just, I think if you plan appropriately and execute, I mean, that's everything, that's key. And just knowing it takes time to really grow a successful business. It doesn't happen overnight. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. I know that's pretty cliche, but it's the truth of it. You have to be able to be focused and work your butt off.
And I also like how Roy said your gifts, because we're all blessed with different and unique talents. Normally those who are very skilled in science or math, they may go into something in a technological field. Music, magic, we're focusing on our God-given talents and we're letting that passion out to motivate our youth.
And our goal is to, again, not only regionally, nationally, but build a global brand of something positive that kids can draw to and just uplift them. And our real goal is to change a generation.
All right, I have to tweet this now. I have to tweet it now. Okay, it's time to go. Everyone will know soon. Message. Bring it in. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep it moving. Yeah!
This is reality TV that works.
Well, welcome to the world headquarters of Bazillion Pictures. We're here in the heart of Kansas City, the Crossroads. My partner and I, Stephen Goldblatt, started Bazillion in 1996. We freelanced for a couple of years and then officially rented a space in the Crossroads in 1998, and that was our official opening date. We got our start, we were asked to do some concepts for Bernstein Rain for a Walmart account, and it turned out one of those was a smiley face. So, well, of course, Walmart decided to go with that idea, and Bernstein asked us if we were interested in doing, bidding for the final animation, which of course we did, and that's what really got us started working together. And then in '98, we got a project to do some animation for Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. It was a 3-minute intro to the Jurassic Park ride that they had created. And that was really the thing that got us started and made us officially kind of quit the day jobs and start Bazillion Pictures. Our challenge as a small business was that our product really is animation. And so we really needed to grow to a certain size that would allow us to be able to hire any kind of business help. So there were some years there of growing pains where we were trying to kind of do everything, run the business, work on projects, and do sales and everything else that went along with that. One of the keys to our success was really slow, steady growth. We were very cautious when we got started, and we tried to just grow slowly and grow as needed. Rather than going with loans, we chose to reinvest the profits as we made it, and that was really helpful to us. My advice to any new company would be to talk to a banker, talk to a financial advisor, and do a cash flow analysis. That's so critical, and I think that's one of the things that makes so many small businesses fail within that first 3 to 5 years, is not truly understanding cash flow. I think one of the biggest challenges running an animation company was getting used to learning the business side of things. They call it show business, and there's the show side and there's the business side. And that was really our biggest hurdle, was learning how to run the business side of things. We were both art grads. Stephen went to the Art Institute. I went to Ringling School of Art and Design in Florida. Neither of us really had formal business training. We had kind of business in working freelance, business experience, but certainly didn't go to school for it. The thing that we kind of took what we thought was a common sense approach, tried to do good work, meet our deadlines, and really at the end of the day made sure that we just bent over backwards to keep our clients happy. Working in a creative field, everything really is kind of subjective. We have our clients that we work for, and in turn, which is generally going to be an ad agency, and in turn they have their own clients. So there is a lot of going back and forth to kind of meet everybody's needs, which is a little different than if you were just creating a product that once you've got it down, you just keep making it over and over again. So it's a little different field to be in. When we got started, there was this fantasy of starting your own business, being your own boss, but essentially I feel like we have more bosses now than when we worked for somebody else, because every client is our boss. Having our own business, we work even harder to please our clients or bosses. Bazillion's success is completely due to our animators and artists that we have working for us. They're very talented. Everybody was brought on because they're a good artist first. All of our guys like doing a variety of different work. They like the challenge, and it's that attitude that makes them keep wanting to do their best and do more. And like I said, we wouldn't be here without them. So these are some of our artists. We're working on a variety of projects. Right now we've got some game interactive work that we're doing. He's working on the models for the game, goes over to the programmer to do the programming. We also have a show that we're working on for, it's going to be a Broadway show, and they're going to have some animation that comes on during it, and we're working on that as well. We have John here working on a model for an animation that we're doing. This is going to be of a product. We do a lot of product animation showing how things work. One of the things that animation is really good at is that we can show things that maybe they couldn't show otherwise. Specifically being able to, if you had an engine, you could cut that in half and show it working, whereas that would be really difficult or impossible to do otherwise. It also, for projects like this where we're showing a product, we can have that product kind of come up in front of the camera, spin around, see it from different angles. It gives us a lot of freedom to show the product off in its best light. Kansas City has been a really great place for us to work. We've got so many ad agencies here in town, and they work nationwide, worldwide. There's a lot of great work to be had here in town, so I couldn't ask for a better place to have started our company. Being in an area with so many artists has just been tremendous as far as learning our craft. There's so much of the work is done on the coasts, and there tends to be a gluttony of people working out there, as well as really high overhead. Kansas City is a more economical place to run a business, and nowadays it really doesn't matter where you're at. All of our work is being sent over the internet to our clients, whether they're a few blocks down or on the other side of the country. So we don't feel that we're missing anything from working here versus being out in one of the coasts. And there's a real spirit in the town that we feel of everybody really wanting to help each other and just grow. There's a real pride in Kansas City.
This is reality TV that works.
I have a lot of years, probably 15 years experience doing cosmetic makeup application and being an entrepreneur.
And I've been a makeup artist for over 15 years. I've worked for some fabulous lines such as Chanel is the one I worked for most, but my love has always been for makeup artistry, and I always dreamed of kind of having my own line someday.
I also had like this itch for something to do outside the box. It just naturally came to me like that. I felt always driven to kind of do my own thing, and interesting how just along the years being at all these different retailers and having the opportunity to travel around with cosmetic companies, our paths would always cross at really interesting times where we would bounce ideas off each other as to maybe this is a way to be an entrepreneur, maybe this is a way to do our own thing.
Well, our actual name was Get Your Game Face On back in January. We went to go trademark that name, and there was way too many things that came up for that. So that just threw us for a whole loop. We love the name Rumble because we were able to expand our product line, so it's not all just around game day things. As makeup artists, we've added some of our favorite things to the line, so Rumble really fits because it can go for everything.
I'm Stephanie Nash. My position is co-founder.
And I'm Stephanie Mason, other co-founder. About 4 years ago, I came to Steph Nash, and I had all this research about manufacturers, and I knew she was just going to be on board. I mean, so excited I already had half the work done. And she looked at me and rolled her eyes and thought I was crazy. It shot me down. I didn't even know what to say back. She just said, why would we be two more makeup artists, no matter how fabulous we are, have our own line? There's just way too much competition. But then...
So then, last January, I am a diehard K-State fan, and I'm getting ready to go sit at a friend's house with my family and tons of friends. We're all getting decked out in our purples. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can buy like a toilet seat cover and like all these random products with the Power Cat, and you know, I just thought, like, can I buy a lip gloss that's like a logoed purple lip gloss? And did some research and called up Steph Mason. We met at
research before she called me because she knew
I met her at a Starbucks. Maybe 2 days later, I'm like, okay, girl's been looking at manufacturers and trying to decide how she wants her own cosmetic company, which I knew I'd already shot down, but I thought maybe this is a way. It's something we know. It's an industry we've been in.
Yeah.
You know, game day glam is totally the norm. So I called her up. It was a very brief conversation to say, okay, this is it. Let's get this business going. Let's do it the right way. Let's take all the right steps. And Rumble was born. Some of the first steps that we knew we had to take as business partners in starting this company was we wanted to use the license. the logos, the trademarks of specific universities. And in order to do that, we knew that we had to go through the steps to get licensed, to get the manufacturers approved, to get use of the logos, to have the product liability insurance. So there's several different ways. There's different companies out there that do it, and there's different universities. So we definitely knew that that was one of our big hurdles. We weren't just going to put out there another purple lip gloss if we couldn't put the PowerCat on it.
And how you know if a product is licensed, it'll have this little sticker on it. It's on the t-shirts and everything you buy, that it's officially licensed hologram. And it took us, for our 12 licenses we currently hold, it took us about 10 months to obtain all those. So we're the first, and proud to say that the first cosmetic company to ever have done that. Somewhere
along the way, when we decided that we would get licensed, we went ahead and started the process with applications, and it was pretty overwhelming. In the very beginning, on the front page of even just the applications, it'll say, unless you really have a niche product and you really are confident that what you have is, unique or different from what's already out there, basically don't apply. And so when you're starting a brand new company and it's completely based around getting licensed, that was really overwhelming. So we just said, okay, we are going to make sure we have all our ducks in a row. We're going to start with step one and go all the way through. It just entailed a lot of pieces as far as a business plan, a marketing plan, distribution, product liability insurance, all of these pieces that really were new to us, but they were vital in order for us to get the license and the approval. So just to get through that process and wait, patience and persistence has been a huge part of Rumble and our success.
So this is the distribution center right here. Glosses come unpackaged, we package them, stick the little official hologram on there, pretty and proud, send them out, bag them. Hopefully someday we'll have a big warehouse, but right now this is currently Rumble headquarters.
Getting licensed was a really big step, as well as just being smart at tapping into the resources for entrepreneurs in Kansas City. The Johnson County Community College, the Enterprise Center of Johnson County, other people that had gone through the licensing process throughout the country with, going through that process. Those were some of the first steps that we knew we had to take in order to be successful. Our marketing strategy for Rumble is really to just get it in the hands of female fans. And we're very grassroots. I mean, we started here, we've only been selling for 3 months, so Facebook and Twitter and word of mouth and friends telling friends, and then getting into local retailers as well.
Yeah, and we've both worked pretty much in all the upscale retail shops in town. So I just happened to be in Halls one day and showed it to the department manager, who showed it to the buyer, who showed it to the president that day. They called and put their order in, so it was really easy. And we kind of, this whole year, kind of were struggling with what is our marketing strategy, what is our channel of sale. Some of our investors and other people had a lot of different views on that, but we kind of stayed true to what we thought it should be, and we think it will be in all the upscale retail department stores.
This product is totally directed to those diehard fans, and they come in the tens of thousands to fill stadiums and field houses and even just family rooms. So spreading the word, getting it into the right hands. We'd love to do a little reality ESPN show or something. I mean, it's just a given that there's so many diehard female fans out there that tying back into their university and their school colors and products, it's just fun.
As makeup artists, we're just really excited to stay current, trendy. We know how important it is to put a quality product out there. So staying up on the trends, we have some really exciting stuff coming out next football season, so stay tuned for what we've designed.
A co-production of KCPT and Outpost Worldwide, at home in Kansas City. Production, post, content.